ago, though. He's a World University Games 100 meters champion. That done in 2023. 27.6 coming into this final.
Lane in number 7, running unattached, Adrian Carr.
Adrian Carr qualified with 20.75 to get to this final, won his semi-final. He knows this is his stronger event. He's going for it, but 20.16 is a long way for him to go.
Lane in number 6 from Titans Track Club, Christopher Taylor.
20.50 season's best done in qualifying. The 2022 World Championship 4x4 silver medalist. Back running in 2025. He has gone 23.5 at his best. He needs to go much faster to get to that 21.6. That's Christopher Taylor.
20.50 to come into these finals. There we see in lane number 5 from Optimum, Bryan Levell.
The real big man in this event right now, 19.97 at his best. He set that last year here in the National Stadium to win the National Championship. This year, he ran 19.79, positive 2.5. He needs win legal 20.16.
From New Era Track Club in lane 4, O'Dane Crooks.
O'Dane Crooks, back in 2022, would have won the Central 100 meters title while at St. Jago. 27.9 is personal best achieved in qualifying.
In lane in number 3 from Swept Track Club, a Taekwondo Tracy.
More famous as a bobslayer and also as a 100-meter national champion here in Jamaica. But he is in the final of the 200 meters running 20.79 to qualify.
Yeah, in lane in number 2 from MVP Track Club, Michael Campbell.
You'd have to go back 8 years when he ran his personal best, 20.47 seconds, ran 20.81, a season's best to get into this final.
And running unattached in lane 1, Chevoy Reed.
20.83 is the time he took to get in here. He knows the lane 1 is going to be a big challenge for him. But for Jamaica's sake, viewers, listeners, it's about 20.16. That's what you want Spencer Darlington to say that time or faster for the top 3.
It's the final event on the program then, the men's 200-meter final. Bryan Levell out of lane 5 is the reigning champion. Christopher Taylor looked good in qualifying. Almost gave up the sport, but he's back in business. Adrian Carr should have something to say about the outcome.
Set.
The set position. Set underway. The first time of asking Levell was away well. So too Christopher Taylor and Adrian Carr. Levell, the defending champion in the red, glides off the top bend. A lovely transition takes them into the home stretch. Christopher Taylor gives chase. So too Adrian Carr. Bryan Levell on top. Christopher Taylor coming forward. Carr is coming forward. Bryan Levell is a back-to-back national champion. 20.08 the flash time. We wait for the official time for Bryan Levell. Back-to-back men's senior 200-meter champion. 20.10 seconds. Bryan Levell meets the qualifying time for the World Championships. Christopher Taylor second, 20.28, and Carr back in third.
At 20.49. Happy to see Bryan Levell healthy. Happy to see him make the 20.16 qualifying standard. He is going to Tokyo. Chris Taylor sets a new personal best to win positive 0.9 at 20.28. The problem with that personal best, viewers and listeners, you know it's not 20.16, which is the time he needs to automatically qualify for the World Championship. Carr coming in third at 20.49. But here it is, Donald Smith.
Yeah, nice start here for the man in lane 7. That's Adrian Carr, the former KC man, but now Christopher Taylor and Bryan Levell begin to press off the curve. Super curve by Bryan Levell as he cruises home. The rest were left to chase. Seemed a bit winded at this point, Bryan Levell, but held his form, held his shape, and pushed through with the momentum to get the win. Even trying to dip at the line with Taylor in tow for second. And then Adrian Carr just behind him in third.
So Bryan Levell, let's point out, this is his 6th race at these championships. One of the few athletes to run 6 races here. 3 rounds of the 100 meters and 3 rounds of the 200 meters. Yeah, that's what happens when you do
lactic.
Including multiple personal bests, by the way, in the 100 meters. But here are the official times, Chris.
Bryan Levell winning that one, 20.10. Christopher.
What's up, viewers? Welcome back to the channel. So Bryan Levell is the most talked about male sprinter at the moment, over 200 meter basically, and this is after what he did earlier today in the men's 200 meter heats at the World Championships, basically running the fastest time throughout the entire heats, clocking 21.84 seconds. But it's not about the time that he clocked, it's the way he did it. He basically jogged a majority of the race. Coming off the curve, he made sure that he run a hard curve, but once he got into the home stretch, he shuts it down, and many are astonished on how early he shuts it down, and the mere fact that he shut it down so early and still managed to clock a time of 19.84 seconds. And most persons who haven't kept up with the track and field scene throughout this season, who are just paying attention because of the World Championship, is basically asking, who is Bryan Levell? And that's the reason why I had to do that throwback video. That race was from the Jamaican National Championships, because he won the 200 meters in a time of 20.10. But that is far from his best, because he ran his personal best afterwards, which is 19.67 seconds, and that's I think one of the first time the world took notice of Bryan Levell. But many, because he wasn't running that time consistently. I think he ran 19.7, then he went 19.6. So many were saying, oh, he can't do that again. They were basically calling it a fluke. But now to see him run 19.84 and he basically jogged that time, now they're taking him serious. Now they see him as a medal contender, because as we know, this race is almost like the medals would be given to a specific athletes based on the caliber and based on what what they will bring to the table. Basically, we're talking to Noah Lyles, who is the defending champion, Letilia Tobago, who is the reigning Olympic champion, and also Kenny Benarek, who has proven himself over the years medaling in this event on the biggest stage basically. And based on how they have performed this season, many think the medal will just automatically fall to those athletes in no specific order. But many believe Noah Lyles and Letilia Tobago will be battling for the gold medal. But I believe them hearing about Bryan Levell and see him today is some really unfortunate news for them, because Bryan Levell is definitely coming to spoil that party. That's just my opinion. I believe Bryan Levell will be a medal contender. I believe once he can perform the way we know he can, if he can replicate his personal best or even go faster, then definitely he is in for medal, and he might just win this whole thing. He might. His start in the 200 meters is none like any of the athletes that I've seen. Not the Noah Lyles, not the Kenny, not the Letilia Tobago. Those, they always their strength is basically their top end speed. And Bryan Levell has top end speed. So if Bryan Levell gets off the curve in front, it's going to be hard for them to catch him. It's going to be really hard, and I definitely will be enjoying that 200 meter final, and will be keeping y'all posted. But yeah, feel free to leave y'all thoughts. Hopefully y'all enjoy that 200 meter race. And yes, Bryan Levell has been on the circuit for I think this year will be his full professional year. I'm transitioning from the juniors, so yeah, he has a lot in store based on what we saw him run today in that 200 meters. But feel free to leave y'all thoughts on this one in the comments.